CBS News has confirmed that the Justice Department is investigating TikTok's parent company for possibly spying on American citizens, including journalists. So I want to bring in Emily Baker-White. She's a technology reporter for Forbes, and she says that the company that owns TikTok, ByteDance, improperly accessed her data. So you're one of the journalists that we're talking about. So a reminder to everyone that TikTok's parent company is Chinese-based ByteDance. So tell me about this. How did you discover that they were, sort of keeping track of your information? What do all of the journalists have in common, and how did TikTok respond?
So I first learned about this last October. I learned from a source inside the company that the company was going to, or sort of intending to, use my TikTok user data to pull my IP address-based location, which is an approximation of where I physically am. And they were going to try to match that to the IP address-based location on their employees' phones to essentially see if I was meeting with anyone in a cafe or a library or even my house. And so they eventually apparently did pull that data to try to sort of figure out if I was meeting with anyone inside TikTok and ByteDance. The company has said they didn't find anything from that investigation. But the fact that they pulled it, and the team that pulled it reported to an executive in China and involved some people in China, really sort of shook the US government's faith that US user data would not be improperly accessed in China.
So listen, you're technology reporter. I presume you've done stories on TikTok. Have you done stories that were critical of TikTok? I mean, why do you think they were looking at your data?
So I know actually that the reason that they wanted to figure out who was sourcing me in particular was because of a large story I wrote last year at BuzzFeed News based on leaks of a lot of audio recordings of meetings inside TikTok. I sort of got on their radar after that story, and they actually launched a leak investigation called Project Raven, where they tried to identify the source of that particular leak. And their pull of my IP address information was part of that larger leak investigation.
Interesting. So listen, this feeds right into the concerns that we've been hearing about from, members of the U.S. intelligence and other people within the government. What is the top concern for U.S. intelligence officials in terms of TikTok's ability to gather data on American citizens?
So I think there are sort of two buckets of concerns. And the first, I think you just basically stated, which is the idea that ByteDance through TikTok could amass a lot of information about US citizens that it then might be forced to turn over to the Chinese government.
Right.
The other big bucket of concern is about the influence that TikTok has over our sort of civic discourse today. And just like Facebook, just like Twitter, just like Instagram, we know that these platforms, especially at the sort of zenith of their popularity, they have a huge impact on our elections, on how we handled the pandemic, on how we handle all sorts of important things. And like, even under the best of circumstances, when everyone is trying to prevent election influence or any sort of malign misinformation, we know just how hard that is. Yeah. And so the fear is that, again, ByteDance, perhaps trying to placate the Chinese government, which does have control over it, might subtly influence the algorithms that decide what millions and millions, hundreds of millions of Americans see on TikTok every day.
Yeah, and we know how powerful that TikTok algorithm is, because many of us have wasted a lot of time going from one video to the next to the next. Emily, I'm pretty sure we're going to talk to you more in the future about this topic. Got to let you go. Emily Baker-White, thank you very much.